Hello, this is Educat, term-1, Social Science, CBSE Class 10 book. This book is mainly for term-1 examination, and this book has lots of MCQs. So let's start. So in today's video, we will study the rise of nationalism in Europe. This is the chapter, and we will go through some MCQs. There are more than 80 MCQs in this book. Just see. 81 MCQs. There are total 81 MCQs in this book. So let's begin with first MCQ. Which of the following countries was not a United Nation state when Frederick Soros pointed democratic and social republics? And the option says Switzerland, Chile, Ireland, and Germany. So the correct answer will be Germany. Option number D, Germany. Moving to the next question. Which of the following statement is true about nation state? These are four options. Citizens share a common sense of shared identity or history. Nation state is a state ruled by one absolute ruler. Commonness is forged through linguistic factor only. Nation states are directly ruled by people and based on heterogenization of society. So its correct option will be option A, that is citizens share a common sense of shared identity or history. Moving to the third question, choose the correctly matched pair from the following. These are four options. First option, Giuseppe Garibaldi from Britain, Otto von Bismarck from Italy, Frederick William IV from Germany, Giuseppe Mazzini from Italy. In this question, it is asked that who born where, and we have to identify which is the correct option. So the correct option will be option D, Giuseppe Mazzini, Italy. Giuseppe Mazzini was born in Italy. Moving to the fourth question, fill in the blank by choosing the right answer from the option given below. In Bohemia region, German is speak, and in Galicia, which language is speak? So in Galicia, the correct answer will be Polish, and there are four options given: Magyar, French, Polish, Russian. So correct option will be Polish. Moving towards the next question, that is question number 5. Which of the following revolution is called as the first expression of nationalism? So there are four options given: French Revolution, Russian Revolution, Glorious Revolution, the Revolution of Liberals. So the correct option will be French Revolution. French Revolution is the correct option. A custom union that was formed in 1834 at the initiative of Prussia and joined by most of the German states was called option A Zollverein, option B plebiscite, option C utopian, option D all of the above. The correct answer will be Zollverein. Option A Zollverein. Choose the correctly matched pair from the following. Otto von Bismarck, Germany; Napoleon, Spain; Giuseppe Garibaldi, France; Bourbon Kings, Italy. So the correct answer will be option A, Otto von Bismarck from Germany. It is the correct option. Remaining three are incorrect. Moving towards next question. Which of the following claim that true German culture was discovered among the common people dash war? These are the four options. Carl, Karol Karpinski, Option B, Louis Philippe. Option C, Carl Williter. Option D, John Gottfried Herder. So the correct answer will be John Gottfried Herder. Option D. Moving towards next question, that is question 9. Which among the following best signifies the idea of liberal nationalism of 19th century Europe? These are the four options. Emphasis on social justice, state-planned socio-economic system, freedom for individual and equality before law, supremacy of state-oriented nationalism. So its correct answer will be option C, freedom for individual and equality before law. If you will read the chapter from your textbook, then you will be answer all the question that is given here. Then our 10th question is, in 1789, France was a full-fledged tertiary state under the rule of which of the following? These are the four options: a federal republic, an absolute monarch, or democratic ruler, none of these. So the correct option is option number B, an absolute monarch. Moving towards 11th question. When France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. Who among the following said this popular line? Option A, GCP Mazzini. Option B, Metternich. Option C, Otto and Bismarck. Option D, GCP Garibaldi. So the correct option will be option number B, that is Metternich. Name of Metternich is Duke Metternich. Okay, moving towards next question. Who among the following was proclaimed as the first German emperor in 1871? William I, William II, Friedrich William I, Friedrich William II. So the correct option will be William I. Study the picture and answer the question that follows. Which of the following aspect best signifies this image of Germania? Heroism and justice, folk and cultural tradition, austerity and asceticism, revenge and vengeance. So this is the picture. It is not clear in this book, but you can see in NCRT textbook. So the correct option will be option A, heroism and justice. Moving towards next question. Which of the following reforms were introduced by Napoleon? Option A, standardized system of weights and measures. Option B, a common national currency. Option C, abolition of feudal system. Option D, all of the above. So its correct option will be option number D, all of the above. Moving towards next question. Which one of the following attributes stand for willingness to make peace? These are the four options: breastplate with eagle, olive branch around the sword, broken chain, all of the above. So the correct option is option number B, olive branch around the sword. Moving towards next question. Which of the following was not visualized by Frederick Soyu in his print of series of four prints made up of Democratic and Social Republic? The people of America and Europe, men and women of all ages, social classes marching in a long train, offering homage to the Statue of Unity, all of the above. So the correct option will be offering homage to the Statue of Unity. It is the incorrect statement and correct statement for this question. Moving towards next question. He was described as the most dangerous enemy of our social order by Metternich. Who was he? Option A, Lord Bryan. Option B, GCP Mazzini. Option C, Garibaldi. Option D, Napoleon. So the correct answer is option B, GCP Mazzini. Moving towards next question. Which one of the following was not among the symbol of the New Britain when a new British nation was forged through the propagation of a dominant English culture. These are the four options. Option A, Union Jack. Option B, God Save Our Noble King. Option C, English language. Option D, Irish language. The correct option is Irish language. Moving towards next question. The French Revolution artists used the female allegory to portray which of the following ideas? Option A, liberty. Option B, justice. Option C, republic. Option D, all of these. So the correct answer will be all of this. Moving towards 20th question. In visual representation, who wears a crown of oak leaves? Option A, Mariana. Mariana. Option B, Germania. Option C, both A and B. D, none of the above. So the correct option will be option D, Germania. Moving towards next question. A government or system of rule that has no restraints on the power exercised is called option A, absolutist. Option B, utopian. Option C, democratic. Option D, conservative. So the correct answer will be option A, absolutist. Moving towards next question. Soyuz's vision of society, which is so idealistic that it is unlikely to exist, is called option A, utopian. Option B, democratic. Option C, absolutist. Option D, conservativist. So the correct option will be option A, utopian. Moving towards next question. Arrange the following events of world history in increasing order of their date of occurrence. Unification of Italy, Vienna peace settlement, Napoleonic wars begin, unification of Germany. So these are the options given, and these were the statements. So we have to choose any one option. Option A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Option B, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option C, 2, 1, 3, 4. Option D, 3, 2, 1, 4. So the correct option will be option number D, that is 3, 2, 1, 4. Means first Napoleonic wars begin, then Vienna peace settlement, then unification of Italy, then unification of Germany. That's all. Moving towards next question. Choose the incorrect option from the column A and column B. Frederick Sorio, a British artist. Bismarck, unification of Germany. Lord Byron, an English poet. Karol Karpinski, a Polish music composer. So the correct option will be Frederick Sorio, a British artist. No, Frederick Sorio was not British artist. Okay? So moving to us next question. Choose the correct option from the column A and column B. Column A, absolutist, a vision of society. Option B, utopian, a form of government. Option C, plebiscite, a system of direct vote. Suffrage, a system of holding election. So the correct option is option C, plebiscite, a system of direct vote. Moving towards next question. Which of the following statement is false regarding the Act Union 1707? It was an agreement between England and Scotland. It was an agreement between England and Ireland. It resulted the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. It gave England control over Scotland. So the correct option is option B. It was an agreement between England and Ireland. So moving towards next question. Which among the following was the main reason for the weavers to revolt against contractors in Silesia in 1845? Option A. Contractor reduced their payments drastically. Option B. They stopped the supply of raw materials. Option C. They refused to place orders for finished textiles. Option D. Conditions of weavers was very pitiable. So the correct options will be option A, that is contractors reduced their payments drastically. Moving towards next question. Which one of the following states was ruled by an Italian princely house before unification of Italy? These are the four options: Kingdom of Two Cities, Lombardy, Venetia, Sardinia, Piedmont. So the correct option will be option D, Sardinia, Piedmont. Moving towards next question. Which one of the following is not true about the female allegory of France? Option A. She was named Marini. Option B. She took part in the French Revolution. Option C. She was a symbol of national unity. Option D. Her characteristics were down from those of liberty and the republic. So the correct option will be option B. She took part in the French Revolution. Moving towards next question. Which of the following statements stands true about the Statue of Liberty? The Statue of Liberty had option A means statement 1. The Statue of Liberty holds the torch of enlightenment and bear the Charter of Rights of Man in her hand. Statement 2. Frederick Soyu painted the Statue of Liberty and Statue of Republic in his Democratic and Social Republics. Statement 3. The Statue of Liberty is situated in France. Statement 4. The Statue of Liberty is allegorical representation of value of liberty. So these are the four options. Option A, 1 and 3 only. Option B, 1 and 4 only. Option C, 2, 3 and 4 only. Option D, 1, 2, 3 and 4 means all. So the correct option will be option B, 1 and 4 only. 1. The Statue of Liberty holds the torch of enlightenment and bears the Charter of Rights of Man in her hand. And 4 means the Statue of Liberty is allegorical representation of value of liberty. So moving towards next question. Identify personality. Statement 1. They were two brothers who studied law. They soon developed an interest in collecting old folk tales. Statement 2. They spent 6 years traveling from village to village, talking to people and writing down fairy tales. Statement 3. They also published a 33-volume dictionary of the German language. The correct answer is Jacob and William German. Moving towards next question. Identify the personality. He was an Austrian chancellor. He hosted the Congress of Vienna. He said, when France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. So the answer is Duke Metternich. Moving towards next question. Identify the class. They owned estates in the countryside and also town houses. They spoke French for purpose of diplomacy and in high society. Their families were often connected by ties of marriage. So the correct answer will be aristocracy class, means aristocrat class. Moving towards next question. Germania wears red cap, the tricolor, the corporate. So the answer is given false. Going towards next question. Napoleon abolished the feudal system in various parts of Europe. proof. Louis, question 36. Louis Otto Peters was a political activist who founded a women's journal and subsequently a feminist social union. It is given answer. Louis Otto Peters was a political activist who founded a women's journal and subsequently a feminist political association. Moving towards next question. The Bourbon kings, who had been restored to power during the conservative reaction after 1850, were now overthrown by radical conservation. Answer. The Bourbon kings, who had been restored to power during the conservative reactions after 1850, were now overthrown by liberal revolutionaries. Moving towards next question. The 1830s were years of great political uprising in Europe. Answer. The 1830s were years of great economic hardship in Europe. So, this is our question done. We have done 38 questions. Now we are coming in fill in the blank section. The most serious source of nationalist tension in southeastern Europe after 1871 was in the area called dash. So the answer will be Balkans. Moving forward, next question. The German philosopher dash claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people dash work. Answer. John Gottfried Herder. Moving toward next question. Name the term used for the countries to the east of the Mediterranean, usually referring to Asia. So the answer will be Orient. Moving toward next question. Giuseppe Mazzini was a revolutionary from Italy. Giuseppe Mazzini was from Italy. Next. Dash mobilized nationalist feeling among the educated elite across Europe. So the correct answer will be Greek War of Independence. Now we are at match the column section. So now we are going to solve this. So in question number 45 it is given that we have to choose the correct options from this region to this. So Frederick William IV joined other monarchs to oppose the elected assembly. Louis Otto Peters founded a women's journal. Karl Welker proclaimed man the stranger and woman the weaker. Lord Byron organized funds and went to fight in the war. So it is the correct answer for question 45. Moving towards next question. Column years. Column important events. So we have to tell which event occurred in which year. So in 1707, the Act of Union, and in 1801, its Ireland was incorporated into UK. In 1821, its Greek struggle for independence begins. In 1871, its William I, the Prussian king. Now we are finally coming in the assertion reason part. In each of the following questions, a statement of assertion A is given, followed by a corresponding statement of reason R. Select the correct answer to codes A, B, C, or D as given below. Option A. Both A and R are so first we have to uh, read this question. Assertion. Serfdom and bonded labor were abolished in Habsburg Dominion and Russia. Reason: monarchs had realized that revolution could be that revolution. Uh, Monarchs had realized that revolution could be resisted only by granting concessions to liberal nationalist rebels. So the correct option is, so now we read the question. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Option B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So the correct option will be both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. So option A is right. Moving toward next question. Assertion A. The issue of extending political rights to women was a controversial one within the liberal movement. Reason: women were considered inferior and dependent upon men by the society, despite their enthusiastic performance in liberal movement. So the option is here given, option A or B. Option A. Both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Both A and R true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Here also, option A, both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation of A will be right answer. Here it is given. So moving towards next question. Question number 49. Assertion A. In the year after 1848, the autocratic monarchies of Central and Eastern Europe began to introduce the changes that had already taken place in Western Europe before 1815. Reason: Napoleon won over Europe once again. So the correct answer will be option C. A is correct, but R is wrong. Means assertion is correct, but reason is wrong. So moving towards next question. Nationalism aligned with assertion. Nationalism aligned with imperialism led Europe to disaster in 1940. Reason: many countries in the world which had been colonized by the European powers in the 19th century began to oppose imperial domination. Here, option B, both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Means assertion is correct and reason is also correct, but reason is but reason is not correct. But reason is not good explanation of assertion. So moving towards next question. Question number 51. Assertion. The growth of revolutionary nationalism in Europe sparked off a struggle for independence amongst the Greeks, which began in 1831. Reason are: Greeks won suffering under subjugation of the Ottoman Empire. So the correct answer will be option number D. Option number D. A is wrong, but R is correct. Means assertion is wrong, but reason is correct. So moving towards very short answer type questions. So let's see. Examine the significance of the status of liberty in Frederick Sorrew's painting, The Dream of Worldwide Democratic and Social Republics? Answer. The status of liberty has been used as an allegory to signify liberty. The painting shows independent nations marching towards the status of liberty, therefore symbolizing fraternity among the nations of the world. That's all for question number 52. Going towards question number 53, it is very important. Why was Otto von Bismarck considered as the architect of the unified Germany? Answer. Otto von Bismarck as the architect of the unified Germany. He carried out unification with the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy. Question number 54. What major issues were taken up by liberal nationalists? Answer. The freedom for individual and equality of all before the law were some of the issues taken by the liberal nationalists. Question number 55. Name the act which resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The Act of Union 1707 resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So, question number 56, 58, 59, 68, 71. Answers is given here. You can see the answers here. I have encircled the options. Question number 56, 58, 59, 68, 71. Pause video and take a screenshot. So now moving towards next question. Question number 57. Who became the allegory of the German nation? Germania became the allegory of the German nation. Next question. Question number 60. Which country did the artist Frederick Sorreu belong? Frederick Sorreu belongs to France. Which nation was identifiable in the revolutionary tricolor in Sorreu's utopian vision? The French nation was identifiable in the revolutionary tricolor in Sorreu's utopian vision. Next, question number 62. What were the effects of revolutionary upheaval in France in 1830? Answer. The Bourbon dynasty that had been ruling the region was deposed. Next question. Who was called as the architect of Germany's unification? Otto von Bismarck. Why big European powers met in met in Berlin in 1885? European powers met in Berlin in 1885 to complete the carving up of Africa among them. Moving towards next question. Who implemented the Civil Code of 1804 in France? Napoleon, Napoleon Bonaparte implemented the Civil Code of 1804 in France. Next question. Question number 66. Name the Treaty of 1832 that recognized Greece as an independent nation. The Treaty of Constantinople of 1832 recognized Greece as an independent nation. Question number 67. What was the meaning of liberalism in the early 19th century in Europe? Or explain the meaning of liberalism. Answer is, in the early 19th century in Europe, liberalism stood for freedom of the individual and equality of all before the law. Question number 68 is given backside. Now moving towards next question. Question number 69. What was the main aim of the French revolutionaries? The main aim of French revolutionaries was to create a sense of collective identity amongst the French people. Now next question. What is the meaning of concentration camps? Answer. A prison where people are detained without due process of law. Question number 71. The delegates drew up the Treaty of Vienna with the object of undoing most of the changes that had come about in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. The Bourbon dynasty, which had been deposed during the French Revolution, was restored to power, and France lost the territories it had annexed under Napoleon. Answer. Vienna Peace Settlement was signed in. So here we have asked a question, and the answer will be 1814 to 1815. So now moving towards next question. Read the source and answer the question that follows. The members of this class were united by a common way of life that cut across regional divisions. They owned estates in the countryside and also townhouses. They spoke French for the purpose of diplomacy and in high society. Their families were often connected by ties of marriage. Identify the class mentioned in the source given above. Option A, aristocratic class. Option B, peasant class. Option C, nobility. Option D, capitalist class. So the correct answer will be aristocracy class. Option A. Now moving towards next question. Question number 73. Match the following items given in column A with those in column B. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. Column A, Treaty of Constantinople. Column B, 1850. Column A, option B, Vienna Peace Settlement. Column B, 1832. Ceremony at Versailles, 1707. Act of Union, 1871. So we have to identify which option is correct. So here option C is correct. A is equal to 1832, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 4, and D is equal to 3. Now moving towards next question, question number 74. Study the picture and answer the question that follows. So we can see this picture. Now the question is asked is explain as to what does this image of the courier of Rhineland say about Napoleon. This picture shows the loss of territories under Napoleon after defeat at Battle of Leipzig in 1813. Now question 75. Which of the following statements stand true for the nation of Poland? Option 1. Statement 1. Poland was Protestant in 18th century. Statement 2. With the end of Poland, the sentiments of nationalism among the Polish people ended as well. Statement 3. Karl Karpinski was a Polish artist. Statement 4. Poland was ruled over by Russia and Polish language was used as a weapon of struggle against Russian dominance. So now here option C means 1, 2 and 4 only are the correct option, is the correct option. Now moving towards next question. Read the source given below and answer the question that follows. Now, a source is given. Other romantics, such as the German philosopher John Gottfried Herder (1744 to 1803), claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people. Das Volk, it was through the folk songs, folk poetry, and folk dances that the true spirit of the nation Volkswagen was popularized. So, collecting and recording these forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. The emphasis on vernacular language and collection of local folklore was not just to recover an ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message to large audience who were mostly illiterate. So now moving towards first question. Which of the following statement best describes the romantic movement? It was about the emotions of patriotism towards one state. It was a cultural movement which sought to develop nationalist sentiments. It was literally movement to focus on vernacular language. Option D, both B and C. So the correct answer will be option B. It was a cultural movement which sought to develop nationalist. Now option B. Who among the following celebrated nationalism through opera music? Option A. Garibaldi. Option B. Grimm Brothers. Option C. Karl Kurpinski. D. Mazzini. The correct answer will be option C. Karl Kurpinski. So now moving towards next question. Option C. Means question C. Define Volksgeist. Volksgeist is the spirit of a nation, a set of intellectual, moral, and cultural traits that define nations. Now, moving towards option D, assertion. It was through folk songs, folk poetry, and folk dances that the true spirit of the nation was popularized. Reason. Recording these forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. So the correct answer will be option number B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Now moving towards question number 77. Now here again it is given source. The first half of the 19th century saw an enormous increase in population all over Europe. In most countries there were more seekers of job than employment. Population from rural area migrated to the cities to live in overcrowded slums. Small product producers in towns were often faced with stiff competition from imports of cheap machine-made goods from England, where industrialization was more advanced than on the continent. Now we are answering some questions. So first question. Which of the following revolutions were caused due to economic reason? Correct answer is revolution of Silesian weavers. Now moving through another question. Who ruled France in 1830s and was forced to flee after unemployment caused workers to revolt on roads? Correct answer will be C. King Louis Philippe. Now next question. Which right was guaranteed after the people came out on roads to revolt in France 1830s? The correct answer is right to work and vote. Now moving to another question. Why were the 1830s years of great economic hardship in Europe? The correct answer is population had risen exponentially and job opportunities were less. Now we are moving through question number 78. This source is given and we have to answer some question. Now the source is the model of the nation or the nation states. Some scholars have argued is Great Britain. In Britain, the formation of the nation state was not the result of a sudden upheaval or revolution. It was the result of a long drawn out process. There was no British nation prior to the 18th century. The primary identities of the people who inhabited the British uh, Isles were ethnic ones, such as English, Welsh, Scot, and or Irish. All of these ethnic groups had their own cultural and political tradition. Now we will try to solve some questions. Which of the following statements stands true about the process of unification of Britain? So the correct answer option will be the unification was achieved through political and social subjugation of various ethnics by the English. Now option B. Which of the following statements stands true for England? England was a powerful nation and its world domination was on the basis of the nation's pride. Option A is correct in statement 1. Now moving to another question. So now moving to another question. England was a dash kingdom before the English Parliament snatched powers in 1688. Fill in the blank, choosing the most appropriate answer. The most appropriate answer will be option B, monarchical. Now moving to another question, that is question number 79. Now we will read source. In 1867, Garibaldi led an army of volunteers to Rome to fight the last obstacle to the unification of Italy. The Papal States where a French garrison was stationed. The Red Shirts proved to be no match for the combined French and Papal troops. It was only in 1870 when, during the war, the Prussia France withdrew its troops from Rome that the Papal States were finally joined to Italy. Now we will try to answer some question that is given here. Who was Garibaldi? A freedom fighter who held Caval to unify Italy. Now moving to another question. What was the Young Italy movement related to? Unification of Italy since it was divided into various states. This will be the correct answer of this question. Option D. Now, option moving to another question. Match the items given in column A to that of column B and choose the correct option. Now it is given to match. The correct match will be uh, now we will first see the options. Sardinia Piedmont, Pope, North Italy, Spanish rulers, South Italy, Italian rulers, Central Italy, Austrian rulers. Now we will answer this question. Will be option B. In Sardinia, Piedmont to Italian rulers. North Italy, North Italy to Austrian rulers. South Italy to Spanish rulers. Central Italy to Pope. Now moving to our next question. Who was proclaimed the ruler of United Italy? These are the options. Option A Kevar, option B Kaiser William I, options C Victor Emmanuel II, option D King William IV. Now the correct option will be option C Victor Emmanuel II. Now moving through question number 80. The Bourbon kings who had been restored to power during the conservative reaction after 1815 were now overthrown by liberal revolutionaries who installed a constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe as its head. When France needs Metternich once a month, the rest of Europe catches cold. The July Revolution sparked an uprising in Brussels, which led to Belgium breaking away from the United Kingdom to the Netherlands. Now we will try to answer some questions. Why did Duke Metternich say, when France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold? The correct option will be France was the forebearer of any revolution or movement that took place in Europe. Now moving to another question. Where did the Bourbon king belong to? The option C will be correct. Spain. Now moving to another question. The July Revolution took place in option D 1830. Now moving to another question. Which of the following stand true about the conservative order? Option A. Conservative did not accept the change brought by Napoleon. Option B. Conservative believe in dissent and conservation. Option C. Conservative abolished serfdom to rules in peace. Conservative wanted to abolish the bureaucracy. Option C will be correct. Conservatives abolished serfdom to rule in peace. Now moving through our last question, 81. Now the source is given. The ideas of national unity in early 19th century Europe were closely allied to the ideology of liberalism in the economic sphere. Liberalism stood for the freedom of markets and the abolition of state, imposed restrictions on the movement of goods and capital. During the 19th century, this was a strong demand of the emerging middle classes. Napoleon had created a confederation of 39 states, each of them had their own currency, weights, and measures. A customer traveling from Habsburg to Nuremberg in 1833 to sell his goods had to pass through 11 custom barriers and pay a custom duty of about 5% at each one of them. Duties were often levied according to the weight or measurement of the goods. The measure of cloth was the alley, which in each region stood for a different length. An alley of textile in Frankfurt got a person 54.7 centimeter cloth, in maize 55.1 centimeter, in Nuremberg 65.6 centimeter, in Freiburg 53.5 centimeter. So now here are some questions. Who was Napoleon? Who was Napoleon? Napoleon Bonaparte was a famous French statesman and military leader who led several successful campaigns during the French Revolutionary Wars and conquered various countries in Europe. He incorporated Napoleonic Code, establishing equality before law. Another question. Explain what do you mean by liberalism in your own words. According to me, liberalism stands for easing of implied restrictions. The restrictions might be political, social, or even economical. To be liberal means to be more accommodative of new emerging practices. In economic sphere, it stood for freedom of markets and the abolition of state imposed restrictions on the movement of goods and capital. Now, another question. Why was trading in 19th century a tedious process? So now here answer is written. This is the answer. You can take a screenshot of this. Now from this we have completed our chapter. Hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching.